What's going on? I had another thought on my mind about women. Um, I want to say the dating market is fucked, and I appreciate it. I don't care about how bad the dating market has been. I think everyone deserves whatever is coming to them. We've all been lied to on how to communicate with each other. Nobody's really human intrinsically because everyone's playing games. Everyone's not real. Everyone's trying to put on a facade. I mean, if you're going to play a game, at least have a end result. It shouldn't be a constant thing towards like your behavior. I mean, if you have a goal in mind, that's fine. If you're going to be playing a game, I don't give a shit about that. But you're wasting your valuable. I forgot the word. You're wasting your valuable potential just trying to constantly hide or do whatever it is you're trying to do, and it's a behavior instead of something that's strategic for that moment. I don't think you're meant to have a good woman in this era. I wanted to talk about how a lot of women are a wounded feminine, and that's why they act the way that they do towards men. You know, women are raised to believe in being stronger. There's a lot of PP envy involved in that. There's a lot of hate towards their own fathers, or some of them have been raped and stuff like that, and it's kind of being pumped down into their throats on to treat you as just a transactional individual instead of a being. I've been talking to some girls and realizing that they don't really respect you. They don't care for you. They look at you as like a Duracell battery, and they expect you to give them power. They expect you to basically do what you ask them to do. They don't care for your beingness. They don't care for who you are. They don't care for nothing like that. They're actually out here. They're actually secret agents of the state. The people who are responsible for this type of upheaval, they have trained people to train women to tell on you. Women are literally agents of the state. That's why whenever you get married, and something happens, and then you get divorced, and half of your money goes to them, or some of your you guys will have an argument, and they will call the cops, and then you end up going to jail. It's really crazy, and there's no consequence for them for that. There isn't. And when you kind of look at everything clearly, you'll see that, this whole thing is a monopoly game. It's all rigged. And if you're not acting the way that you're supposed to be acting, then they're going to ruin you. They want everyone to stay in line. And what's one of the things that's going to make men stay in line is women. Especially when you don't really have like a healthy connection with your own mother, and whatever else causes you to have a bad relationships with women or the feminine at large. I've noticed this for like a while, that everything is just set in place just to make you bend down and just do what they ask you to do, and you're expected to in certain situations to obey. And in each situation, everyone is weak and has power. Everyone's weak and has power. in every situation. Like women, for instance, their power is having society at large, making sure that you stay like a good little boy, and you stay a good little boy to her, so so you can get your sex and affection from her. So that's where her power's at. There's other times where, it turned the coin over, just by her doing that, she's weak also, but nobody sees it. Nobody sees that she's weak in that situation as well. That's why I noticed that if you look at a lot of the dynamics where certain people have the power and other people don't, you realize that if you just kind of like, dunk your head in the water and you kind of see like, oh, they don't really have any power. You're just giving it to them. It's pretty funny that like, people fall for this shit, and you fall for it because of your own emotions or your own beliefs. You literally live in a space where you're being taught to think and feel a certain type of way. And when you're doing that, you can't see clearly. Everything is just a fog, and you don't know where what is, and you're just barely getting by. So, yeah, the wounded feminine, man, like freaking, you're not meant to have a good woman now, because everyone is so focused on technology that a lot of America's culture is actually spreading around the whole world. So as long as you like deal with women, if they don't really have a healthy feminine side of themselves, you're never going to experience a real woman. You're not going to experience one. You won't. You will never experience a real woman. All they're going to do is manipulate you. All they're going to do is distort you, try to control you, and try to use all that shit. And depending on what type of person you are, they're going to cheat on you regardless. It doesn't matter if you're a bad boy, good boy. It doesn't matter if you're a con artist. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter if you're rich. They're always going to cheat on you. As long as the woman is wounded emotionally, as long as she doesn't have any like self-worth, as long as she's not like healthy mentally, she ain't shit. None of those women are shit. There's no woman out here that is shit. Every woman out here is a piece of shit. There's only like, I think 1 out of every like fucking 100 girls is like a good girl. Probably even less than that. Like, I wouldn't waste your time on any of these women. And it's stupid. I'm on YouTube, and I'll see videos of women who are finally out of their party girl phase, which took like 10 to 15 years, and now they're like, where's all the good dudes at? Well, like bitch, you didn't fucking you didn't really have a fucking chance, because you didn't give nobody a chance, because you were just trying to go off of like your instinct, and half of the times that you were going off your instinct, you were drunk. So you're just going off of what seemed appropriate to you at the time. But I mean, it's kind of funny but dumb. Imagine how it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, man. Like I feel like we're about to hit something to where like the social capital of our lives will kind of crumble. We're going to be avoiding each other to a point to where it's like, oh, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not, it's just, I don't know. It's, I'm kind of just rambling, but, women are just fucking retarded. I told myself not too long ago that women need to start turning the tides and realizing that feminism isn't healthy. And just lo and behold, now this year, they started to tell more women like, hey, we fucked up. Feminism's doesn't work. Yeah, it never did. Everyone's inside of a little matrix of beliefs, and you're under mind control right now. You think you're right. You think you think what you're thinking is correct, but you're nothing special. Trying to think that you have the answers, but you were taught shit because you can't put your fucking phone down. It's fucking wild. So I just think that's fucking crazy how just like I was going on in my last video, I don't respect people. I don't respect women either. because they weren't smart enough to realize that, oh, we're being manipulated. How is it that a manipulator can't find out that they're being manipulated? Ain't that fucking stupid? Like, you got all these females out here who they took it so bad about whatever happened to them, and they want to blame millions and millions of men because of what they did or didn't have or what was done to them. And they developed this like, oh, men ain't shit because everyone else is telling men ain't shit. How the hell are you going to live in this world and be taught that another human being that is just a different gender than you, they feel the way you feel, and then you take it as like, oh yeah, you don't matter? How do you come out the womb just thinking, oh yeah, you don't matter? It's like literally no different from people being born and already hating another race. And it's just fucking dumb, dude. Like, that's why I don't have no respect for nobody. You know, nobody thinks for themselves. And it's just like, dude, how do you not see that this is wrong? How do you not see that? Like, it's fucking wild, man. It really is fucking wild. And I'm cool with the way that things are going. I'm cool with the fact that the whole men and women is kind of split up and there's no unity. I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. I hope it keeps going until everyone fucking figures out, oh, we were wrong the whole time. I think the people who are figuring it out and they're healing themselves and they're doing all that stuff, they deserve to prosper with benefit. Everyone else who's like, dude, sometimes like I'll talk to girls and they want you to be a traditional man and they want to have like a relationship with you, but yet they're not doing anything traditional themselves. And it's just like, why are you trying to even do that? Well, I mean, for one, they were taught to get whatever you can out of the relationship. That's what they were taught, for one. And it's just like, dude, the whole fucking psychological warp goes down from the very beginning. All these fucking females are being taught to treat you like a transactional battery. That's what they're being taught, dude. They're being taught that. And it's fucking weird. So, I mean, I want to say this last thing. Women are only bad because of the predicament that they were put in. That's why. They weren't smart enough to get out of it. They weren't smart enough to fucking figure it out. Okay? That's why they're dumb. They didn't figure it out. And it took them a long time just to realize that feminism was fucking them up the whole fucking time, even though we told them it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And they still fell for it. All these women that are doing whatever it is that they're doing, pushing guys away, not responding to dudes. Look, let me tell you the real reason why it's happening. The real reason why it's happening is because women have been conditioned at a young age to have anxious avoidant and anxious attachment theory. They've been taught that. So whatever the fuck they were taught when they were younger, especially with their fucking parents, if the dad wasn't there, if it was toxic, if it was traumatic, that's what they expect because now it's comfortable to them. That's why you're never gonna have you're never gonna meet a woman that's an actual woman. So you got trauma, right? You got anxious attachment issues. And not only that, you got issues of being taught that, oh yeah, you're better than the dude. You should be better than the dude. You should be much more stronger than the dude. You can do it. Fucking retarded shit like that. That's the reason why you're never going to fucking find a woman. Okay, that's why these women are going to cheat on you. That's why these women are going to do all that shit. These women need to be manipulated and treated the way that they're going to be treated because that's what they learned when they were growing up. That's why. And then when you're not giving them that same treatment, guess what happens? They leave, they cheat, they feel like, oh, he's not doing it for me, he's not making me feel the way I want him to feel. Dude, women don't really act like that shit. A healthy woman doesn't fucking act like that. If you find a woman that is healthy mentally, she had both of her parents, Yeah, there's probably some ups and downs, but she saw the unity in both of her parents. All that fucking emotional manipulation BS shit won't won't really attract them too much. A lot of these fucking things on here that tell you, oh yeah, if we can play with their emotions and shit, that works on the woman, on the wounded feminine. It doesn't work on the healthy woman. It doesn't. Especially a woman who has integrity in herself. It doesn't work. Okay? Now, the whole idea about emotions, when it affects you, yes, you will get attached. You will start to feel love for other people when you go through stuff, of course. But when I'm talking about when it's like abusive or traumatic and shit, it's because of what she learned when she was a fucking kid. She was taught to hate you motherfuckers, and she was taught to she learned from her father that you guys aren't going to love her either way. So she's constantly looking for a fucking fix all the fucking time. I mean, don't get me wrong, like a woman needs emotions and shit, but to the extent of it being abusive, nah, man, that's a learned behavior. And don't you idiots see that it happens in everyone else's household? I mean, even guys act like that. If guys don't have a certain type of traumatic recurring experience in every relationship, they freak out. It's because no one's mentally healthy around here. You were meant to do that, so everyone can make their money here. Why do I say that? If everyone else is traumatic, if no one else is mentally healthy, you're not meant to be mentally healthy in America. Everything is supposed to be fake. Everything's supposed to be not real, and everything's supposed to be fake. That's what everything's supposed to be. Okay, so that's the reason why you are meant to be with a woman that's not really a woman. Everything here is fake. So I mean, you're wasting your time even trying to fuck these bitches, because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They don't. And it's dumb to even think that they do until these bitches fucking figure out that, oh, we need to fix what the fuck was done to us, all the beliefs we have. You're never going to experience a real woman. You may fuck one every once in a while. You may have a girl suck your dick, but you will never, ever, ever experience a feminine woman. You will never experience that until these bitches figure it out. But same thing about you guys. Some of you guys are too fucked up in head. You're not even masculine yourself. So we're going around trying to be rejuvenated by the opposite gender, but we can't, because of how fucked up we are. The whole harmony has been screwed up, miscued, everything. You're not meant to, until everyone figures out what the fuck was done to them. You will never experience life to the fullest. You'll only experience it to a minor fraction of it. A minor fraction.